Welcome back. Stoney is here. I know you have your brackets and you haven't touched them yet because you are waiting for some guidance from the master.
Well, if you're looking for guidance, don't listen. No, seriously. Let's talk locally first.
Good news all around.
Yes.
Very nerve-wracking in East Lansing when you think about the fact they made them wait till the very end.
When they saw Penn State go, even though Penn State beat them yesterday, I think they figured they were in, which, you know. And look, let's look at the matchups locally. First of all, I was surprised Michigan was an 8 seed. I expected, you know, not that it makes that much of a difference. Taking on Tennessee, a team that they can beat. Tennessee's kind of up and down, you know, with the whole Bruce Pearl thing. They have one great player, Scotty Hobson, can shoot the lights out. But they go through these lulls, Tennessee, when they lose their minds a little bit. Michigan can win that basketball game. Michigan State, taking on UCLA. It's weird. Usually when you talk about a Tom Izzo team and a Ben Howland team, you're talking about toughness. This isn't a typical Tom Izzo team, as we know. Not a typical Ben Howland team either. They do not have one senior on the team. And Honeycutt, their best player, he's kind of a whack job. He goes in and out. So Michigan State can win that game.
I have no issue with Michigan State possibly winning that game. I think everybody who's watching this has to have a little bit of an issue with the fact that they have shown zero consistency.
Right.
And how are they possibly going to win 4 or 5 games in a row?
Well, I don't expect them to do that, but they can beat UCLA, and then they'll lose to Florida. The game's in Tampa, so what do you expect?
Yeah, you got MSU playing in Tampa against Florida. You might have Michigan playing in Charlotte against Duke.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll at least win one game. And Oakland, you know, they take on a Texas team that I thought was going to be a Final Four team. Maybe they can get it back together. A game that's going to get a lot of points being scored. 2 guys named Hamilton, one on either team, going to score a lot of points. And hopefully Benson will be the deciding factor. But nationally, I'm watching. So many people are picking Oakland as their dark horse. I don't think so.
You didn't do it. You didn't give the hometown team a
No,
little
I
love
didn't,
here in the
because
first
you know
round.
what? I would have, but everybody else is. So I have to be a contrarian. Final Four?
Yeah, who are you taking?
It's tough because there's really no one great team. I think Duke got a great bracket, like it seems they always do. I have a Final Four of Duke, Ohio State, Pittsburgh, so you got 3 #1 seeds, and my other one is, you know, I hate them in football, Notre Dame. Ooh. I've gone to the Final Four with Notre Dame losing to Ohio State in the national championship game. That's not going to happen, but, you know.
Just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there. That's what I have. I have the Buckeyes.
The big news this week nationally is the NFL lockout. It hit hard. It hit quick. The decertification, the whole mess. Now it goes to the courts. And there's no real way to put a timetable on this now. We don't know how long it's going to take.
No, it is like, you know, it's absurd is what it really is. You have, as everybody knows, these $9 billion. They can't figure it out. The players offered to give some back. Not enough for the owners. Usually I'm an owner's guy, especially in these disputes, because it's usually the labor that wants more. Well, this case is the opposite. The league is thriving. The league is doing great, but yet they want to take back. Basically, all right, we know we signed a bad deal, and the players are at least giving them some of that. I'm on the player side on this one, but this whole showing the books thing, what job where the employer shows the employee all his books? I think the players have to get off that, because that's not going to happen.
You're not giving the Stonehead, though, to the players or to the owners.
No.
That reserved for a team that you just crowned as national champs a minute ago.
That's true. Ohio State Buckeyes, the Ohio State University might be the national champs in basketball, but the Ohio State University, they're Stoneheads for what happened this week in football. Jim Tressel gets caught lying. So I didn't hear about this. He didn't tell the NCAA. He gets a 2-game suspension. Akron and Toledo, put some meat to it. At least give it 2 Big Ten games. And then Gordon Gee, the president of the school, was asked if he ever thought of, you know, firing Tressel. He goes, no, he'd have to fire me. That shows you the priorities at the Ohio State University. What do they major in? Stoneheads?
That is Mike Stone. You can hear him every Monday to Friday on 97.1 The Ticket, bright and early in the morning. Ohio State, Duke, Notre Dame, and Pittsburgh. Put it in stone. We're saving the tape. We'll bring it back in 3 weeks. Stick with us. More coming up on the update right after this.